something that's really interesting, and this was something that, or it's something that I pick up quite often with different people that kind of come through iLAB, and one of them is this thing of making yourself available at any time to your team. And I don't know if this is your case. I'm going to just share off the back of what you were saying, and people go, oh well, I've got an open door policy. Anyone, if they need my help, they just come in, and it doesn't matter what I'm doing, I'll stop what I'm doing and I'll help them out. Now, as admirable as that sounds, the problem with that is that we don't actually end up valuing our time in a way that if people coming in and interrupting us continuously, it means that we're losing time and losing our flow, given that whenever you stop doing something and you do something else, to come back to it, just to get your headspace in, remember where you were, all that type of thing, it's a huge amount of energy that you lose in that moment by doing it. So I asked everyone to kind of talk about flow today. Was that today is what day? It is? Well, it's Thursday, which is you went down to the what ballet? The fire ballet. And fire ballet is about connections, partnerships, conversations. And today, I'm going to be speaking to you about exactly that. What are the kinds of ways you can be setting up your partnership agreements and finding partners who would want to actually go out there and promote your stuff? That's the technical term for it, your stuff. Can you just take the top off? Yeah, that's way too top. Yeah, more. Yeah, okay, good. So, who here has a partner plan in place? An affiliate plan? You're not paying them? Okay, so who's gone through the process of setting up an affiliate program? Who understands what it goes into? Okay, so given that we've got a couple of people doing that, let's quickly hear what have you done from perspective of your partnership program. What like if I'm a partner and I want to work with you, what would be the promise back to me as an affiliate or partner?
I've done this for other people.
Yes.
I'm just doing it for myself. So
yeah.
It's always a win-win situation that I try and work with.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's financial reward, sometimes it's expertise reward. It depends on who it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes a percentage, sometimes a set fee. Quite often there's different levels. So there might be a baseline level. If you do this, I'll give you this. If you do that, but go the extra step, I'll give you a bit more because you've done a bit more work for that money.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically effort for reward in a document.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Who else had set up a partner program? Yeah. Do you want to just tell me how you've done that?
It's really new. It was just really an affiliate system set up on my nutritional detox program that I set up online, where they get 50% of the fees.
Oh, great. So if they refer somebody and somebody buys something for $100, they're going to get $50 of that.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
And through Infusionsoft.
No, fabulous. So you've already set that up with Infusionsoft.
Yeah, I didn't do it. My mechanic partner did it. I have no clue how to do it. But yeah.
And you decided that one level was the way to do that for you?
Yeah, that's what I've done. Just done that online. So that actually, we've also got it on our Chi products too. Yeah, actually, we do have some affiliates on some. I think we're looking at setting that up as well on some of our products. So if people want to send people to the website, as opposed to having a wholesale account, we're thinking about that. We're not sure yet.
Yeah, perfect. All right, who here would love to have other people promote them? Yeah. And even if you've got a promotion plan, whose one is working really well? Is yours working well at the moment, Jung? No? So here's the thing, is many partner programs that I've seen actually don't work. And there's all the reasons why they don't work. The biggest one that I find is this whole thing around personalized connection between you and your partner. So who here are star profiles in the room? Star profiles? Do you remember what your second most important person is on your square? Deal maker. Perfect. So I'm going to talk about the deal maker today from a perspective of somebody who's great at finding win-win-win conversations or connections or agreements with your partners. And somebody, you'll get that a deal maker here is here on the Blaze side. So what would they love to do every single day? Is get on phone calls and talk to people. So these guys, the Donald Trumps of the world, the reason why he does so well is that he has the numbers of all of the partners that he works with. And because he's got agreements with those partners to be working with them in a certain way, he gets better deals and special deals, and he can do things far better than anyone else who's just starting a new agreement with a brand new company and contractors and whatever else, because he's set that in place where everyone sees what the end potential goal is that he's driving, and they all want to be part of that. So I'll give you an example of, I'll use the promotion that I used about a week or so ago, where my launch of the promotion is to do $90,000. So I could do this on my own and go out and actually do the marketing and do the sales and all that type of thing, and that would be quite stressful and probably quite challenging to do it. Or I could go out and find some partners who want to come on that journey. So what's the kind of conversation I could have with partners given that I want to make, let's say, $100,000 from that promotion? Any thoughts? What kind of conversation could I have with them? Yeah, it could be a joint venture. Yeah. Yeah, percentage split. So anyone who'd like to promote this for me, you could get we can talk about a great percentage split. Yeah. Affiliates, just there's a percentage commission on people that you refer on. Yeah.
Depending on what you're doing, my business, I've always done it with JVs.
Yeah.
What you're giving is something else of value, and it's not money.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
It doesn't always have to be a payment.
Absolutely, absolutely. So there's different levels of partners. Is what I'm getting to, is that if you identify your market and break it down into, let's say, 3 levels of partnerships, one being an affiliate, somebody who's just going to send out some messaging or do a recommendation to you, and some of their people might show up. Yeah. So that's like just a basic affiliate system. To a partnership, where somebody's actually going to partner with you and actually go to their network, and potentially an example of a partnership would be, we're going to do a joint webinar together. You're going to go out to your network, you're going to invite them into this conversation where you're going to interview me. So that's more of a partnership. Or a joint venture, where the person that you're working with actually is going to take your product as part of their brand and go, this is a product that I stand for and that I represent, and I'm actually going to use that as part of my targets for this month, this quarter, this year. It's going to be a big part of my business. Does that make sense? 3 totally different ways of working with people, all the way where they're going to, on less of a structured format, recommend your product. And it might just be because they drop in a Facebook post or something like that about something that you're doing, which is less structured, to totally structured. We're going to show up on the same stage together, or at the same event together, or whatever it might be. And over here, which is, this is going to make up my yearly targets, or my monthly targets, or my quarterly targets. Yeah. So that's quite interesting to identify who wants to play with you at that level as well. Because the moment you know who they are, you can have different conversations with them. Exactly what you're saying, Ewan, is that you're going to have different types of people who you're going to give different percentages to as well. So depending on your product, what kind of commissions would you even consider with these kinds of guys?
So on ClickBanks, I mean, a lot of people are now offering 75%, which I think is a bit scary.
Yes.
But I'm just thinking, well, 25% of loads and loads is much better than 0% of nothing.
Absolutely. Would you want to pay? Would you be okay in paying your affiliates handsomely so they show up every day, or a little bit because you want to keep more of it yourself? That's exactly what you're saying. It's you want to pay them handsomely so they show up and they're excited about promoting it, and they're going to do their best every single month for you, because there's a big earn for them. As well as, of course, they're only going to market or represent your product if they believe in it and if they think it's going to add value to their market. So those two combined.
It's not that scary to give a high percentage if your product is something you just repeat and you're not putting any effort.
If it's gold
cream
dust
on top eventually.
If it's gold dust, it's simple. Exactly right. Find that. So let's just consider you're going to have three levels of your promotion, or 3 levels of your affiliates. Let's go through and let's actually work on an affiliate model for you guys at the moment. So consider that all the products and the services that you have today could be sold through affiliates. Yeah. So let's actually do that and actually work out what you could actually set that up for. If you decided today people could actually refer other people to your business and you were going to pay them a commission based on the fact that they might be an affiliate, a partnership, or a joint venture, let's decide on how we would actually pay them. So, number one, let's all just write down right now the products that you would sell. So if you have one product, then that's great. Let's just write down the one product. And I want you to basically put your product, your cost to deliver, and your sale price, so that you also know in between that what your profit margins are. So you also know how much you can give away. And you want to break them down into electronic products, and then separately events or service-based products, because service-based and event stuff is going to have a much higher cost. So in Roger's business, he breaks his down into his electronic products. He's got then books and CDs, because he's got a specific cost to that and that he's going to be working on. And he's got events, and he's got coaching or mentoring, which is, and he's got different ways that he actually works out his percentage of this. Like if you go and become an affiliate for Wealth Dynamics Profiles, and you decide that you're going to actually be somebody who uses that, you can get up to 50% on every one of those profiles. And basically you buy them, you pre-buy them, and then you can on-sell them at $97 or $100, whatever it is, and make yourself $50 each one. So you can do that, off an electronic product. He's got up to 70% on some of his electronic products that he'll give away to his partners. Yeah? And that's also based on what level of the game they want to play with him. So if you decide that you're going to be a global partner, I'm joint venturing with you right now, like I am, I'm a global partner for Roger, I am able to access his highest level of commission rates. And for me to do that, I have to set targets every single year with him. I have to show up here in Bali, well, pretty easy for me to do that, but I've got to show up here like every other global partner for 3 days as part of our partner conference and work out what my business is going to do for the next 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and I need to present that to him so he's actually okay with what I'm doing as a global partner for me to stay in as a global partner. So I pay, this one here is usually a paid place. So people actually pay to be your joint venture partners because they see so much value in the products and services that you deliver that it's easier for them to go out and sell yours than actually go create it themselves. So they'll rather pay for the leverage that they're going to get from you. Does that make sense?
So you pay for a product so you can get access to the networks.
So here, this is paid joint ventures are usually a paid position. I want to become a joint venture at this level, and for me to do that, I have to pay to become a partner. So there's a annual partner fee for me to actually be part of this.
All right.
Now, or it might be paid, or it might be commitments that I make to actually stay there, and it might be targets that I'm looking to reach, or whatever it might be. But I'm going to have to put resources behind that. So there's a financial aspect to this for me to actually pay this level of game. Many people do this as a paid level. So in other words, if you want to become a joint venture or a global partner, you've got to come do our training program, and it's going to cost you $3,000. And then next year, to stay part of this partner program, it's going to cost you $1,000 a year to stay part of it. That's like a basic process, because what they're looking for here is people who are totally and utterly committed to doing this, and not just going, hey, this sounds like great, this is a great way for me to get great discounts, so I'll become that, and then not actually do anything with it.
Okay, so you pay an annual fee to become a member or a joint venture partner, but then you can go sell that product and get an income return from that.
That's right, and you'll get a higher percentage commission based on you playing that game at that level. Just get that. This is really important.
Is that the key difference between partnership and joint venture? Is your percentage commission is higher? Was that the key difference? Or?
Well,
in Roger's case.
Well, the key difference for me is the commitment level between these two. This one here, they'll do this on this one here is totally ad hoc. This one here is potentially something that they'll do on a regular basis, but it's not part of their product set. So they'll do it on an ad hoc basis, on an agreement. So potentially once a quarter or once every year maybe for you. They'll
but from the person doing the work's point of view, what therefore is the motivation to actually pay?
So these guys here,
do they get a higher commission?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
That was
Instantly, they get a high commission because they're actually playing at that level, and they have targets. So they pay that. So let's say they pay the $3,000. They come do the training. They get up to speed. They know what they know how to sell your product in the most effective ways. They get all of your marketing material and how you actually do that. They get a whole bunch of recordings, and they get all of your branding and everything else that they can use in their business, and they can now apply all that. And then they've got to say what target they're going to reach. So you set targets for each of these, and you can have targets where an affiliate becomes a partner because he's actually doing so well as an affiliate that he's made enough sales to actually moving into a partner level. And because he's making so many sales, because he's recommending you more, you want to then start having those conversations about, hey, let's actually form more of a partnership here. Let's do something more with your network. Given that you've done 1,000 sales in our product, clearly you've got the target market already likes us. So let's help you do an even bigger promotion, and work with you there. And we'll come in and we'll actually give you some of our efforts and time at this level. Where here, I'm not really looking to give a huge amount of our personal time and effort to these people yet. Yeah, until they step up. Click. Yeah. So with partnership, it's up. On. No. Yellow got to be off. Turn yellow off. Yeah, yellow must be off. That's on mute. There we go.
Okay. So it's obviously different to business partnership in terms of where you go and set up a company structure together. You're talking about a project partnership, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
a partnership from perspective that we agree that we're going to partner on different promotions together.
Yeah, so it's like a promotion partnership, which still involves legal documentation. So I suppose
legal documentation or just agreements.
Yeah, just agreements.
Yeah, that's what is our intention to work together. I don't have any agreements more than one page that I do anymore. Unless, of course, it is a business
partnership.
Business
yeah,
partnership.
Like a marriage type thing.
Exactly. So, yeah, we're getting to bed together and we're going to do something more. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you're doing that level, sure, get the legals and all that something. But if you're doing something here which is basically a joint promotion, basically you're going to have a conversation, agree what you're looking to achieve out of that, both together, agree who's going to do what, and agree on the intention of how we work together and how we resolve issues and all that type of thing. And we agree to a rhythm on how we catch up and we check in and we measure and adjust. And that's all in one page. That's all it is. And then you both sign that and go, great, this is how we're going to earn from that based on the responsibilities. And we're going to do everything in our power together to have this work well for us. Yeah. Now, I have a template on that agreement. Who would like that? Cool. I'll drop that onto... I'll put that onto the Facebook.com. Yeah, let's just get you the microphone. Thanks, you.
So part of what I'm thinking about is train the trainer.
Yep.
So there's going to be a product, because I can't train everyone, so I might as well train everyone to train the way I do and the processes I use.
Perfect.
So I'm thinking a joint venture then is almost like I'm almost thinking about franchise. It feels like a franchise, but actually it's a joint venture. So they'll pay me an ongoing, and they have to have certain targets, otherwise they get booted off. Is that how it works?
You decide on the methodology of how it's going to work for you. For instance, if you joined Talent Dynamics, Talent Dynamics has a certification program, and you go, okay, so for me to go through the certification, this is how much I need to pay for just getting the certification. And then if I want to go to the higher level, then I've got to pay more. As well as there's a bunch of targets for you to stay certified. During that year, you have to have X amount of Talent Dynamics tokens or profiles taken each month. And they're measuring that every single month to see where you're going. Also for them to see if you're struggling or if you're having challenges, because if you suddenly drop for 2 or 3 months, they're going to get on the phone to you and go, hey, what can we do to help you? Because we can see there's something going on. So that's great. You know, the measures are in there so they can identify that. But the other part of it as well is there's an annual fee for you to stay in that the next year again. And they put in a high enough barrier to entry so they get the right people and the right level of commitment. So yes, over here, at this level here, you don't want to have much of a barrier to entry. Just click here, sign up now, and we'll give you 10% on everything that you sell. Very easy. You're not looking for them to stop what they're doing and just do your stuff. At this level here, we're going to stop for a moment and we're going to do something together. And it might just be one promotion this quarter, or it might be a promotion once this year. This one here, we're going, you know what, every single month, every single week, we're looking for you to be working on this and actually using this and actually having this part of your business. And because you see the value in that and you see how that would actually add far more profit to your business rather than you having to work it out yourself, that's why you want to be partnering with us, because it gives you a uniqueness in the market as well.
Sorry, so with regard to the people that are coming to do the wealth dynamics, what happens if they pay their money, they get here and they're just not the caliber that you want with your brand?
Yeah, we ask them to leave.
And you still keep their money?
Yeah, absolutely. Because like if they're saying, hey, we want to do this and everything else, and they're going, I'm up for that, and then they show up and they're not, that's a conscious decision for them to have made that. Like I'm clear that if I go out and buy something myself, I'm making a conscious decision about where I'm putting my money, and I recommend everybody does that. You know, don't just buy mindless stuff because it sounded like a great, you know, it was a nice shiny object at the time, so therefore I should buy it. It's all about saying you're making conscious decisions, and again, if you structure this in your conversation with them, this is a conscious decision. You're making a commitment to be a partner with us, and these are your responsibilities, and this is how you need to show up to make that happen. And if you don't, we're gonna, you know, we will not allow you to continue because these are the base standards of how we play this game, then you can do it. If you like, and if you decide that you want to put a 100% money back guaranteeing that, yeah, you could do that, but I don't see any reason why you do that with a partnership product. You might do it with programs and products in that way. But over here, they're making a commitment. I want to work with you, and I'm going to do that. Okay, if their mother dies and they fall in hospital and they can't actually do that, whole different conversation. But if they are just like, they show up with the wrong attitude, they really are in it for all the wrong reasons, you can decide to actually ask them to leave at that level and give them the money back, or, you know what, this really isn't the right thing for you, and there's no way this is actually going to work for your business because of the way you're showing up in this conversation. Yeah? Cool. Everyone got a little bit out of that? Yeah? Well done, Jill. Send it down. You may ask.
Thank you. The affiliate rate percentage, you were mentioning around 10%, but Young had said she often pays 75%. I mean, that's a huge difference. What is the normal going rate? I mean, I know it varies, but what's the average?
Well, that's what I'm saying over here. Have a look at what your delivery cost is. So if you're only selling something at 50%, it means that there's very, very low cost to deliver and to produce on that. And of course, if you're going through something where you're selling an online electronic product, the cost's already done. You've paid for that. Now it's all upside. So you can give 75% away if you're going to make 1,000 sales of that. You can give 95% of it away if you're going to do that. Why would you worry about it if there is no cost to deliver?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I just like a sense of out in the marketplace at the moment.
Yeah,
what is the going rate? Yeah, what's the expectations?
On electronic products,
yeah.
for people to come in who are, I'm going to call them partners in the online marketing space. These are the guys who are the ClickBank people. There's an expectation of 50% is minimum. We won't even show up.
Okay.
In saying that, there is a way that they measure their potential income, and it's based on a earn per click, EPC, an EPC rate. Have you heard of the EPC rate before? Yeah, earn per click rate. So if you have a high earn per click rate, they don't care what the percentage is. If you can guarantee a earn per click rate of, let's say, well, here's the number for earn per click rate. If I can get a $2.50 earn per click on any product that you're selling today, you'll have the whole of ClickBank market for you. $2.50. That's what they're looking for. At $2.50, you can run multi-million-dollar promotions through a whole bunch of partners, through someone like ClickBank, will go and market it up to you. That's all they're looking for. So if you get those numbers higher, then you got them running all over. You don't have to talk about percentage that you're going to give away, because their earn per click, dollar per click that they're going to get is so high, that's a no-brainer for them to get involved.
So what determines the earn per click rate? That is the attractiveness of your product and your sales letter, etc.
Absolutely. So you'd have to test it first. So, yeah,
to their database.
And there's different levels of how it works to a warm database versus a cooler database. So, like, we build in percentages around that as well. But essentially, you've got to prove to them, number one, that you've got a product that is attractive enough. You have a process that enrolls people well enough, and then turns it into a sale, and then gives them back a return based on that. And you can work that out at the end of, if you run a webinar and you did all that, you could then work out what the earn per click would be based on how many emails were sent, how many people clicked, how many people registered, how many people showed up, and then how many people bought. You'd actually be able to work out what that number is. And you could give that to the guys at ClickBank, and they would be able to put that out to their network and say, hey, you could market this product now because this is the earn per click based on a warm database, and therefore a cold database would be this. But like there's guys who just do that. Their number one process is make my product so desirable and make it have such a high earn per click that those guys would want to market it for me, and then turn it into an automated process to actually make the sale.
And ClickBank is a good place to go to.
Great
for that.
place to test it, yeah.
Great. And Infusionsoft, that's got an inbuilt
Sales
affiliate system, has it?
Yeah. So Infusionsoft, now I'll show you that in our second session. It kind of does all of that for you. It does the sale for you, does the managing of the affiliate, and the working out of the commissions after each one of the promotions. Yeah. Question, yeah. Right there.
Yeah. When you say earn per click,
yes.
Are you saying, so if I've got 100,000 people on my database, I earn $250 for each of those people? No.
Per click. So a lot of
that doesn't make sense because what?
So yeah, this is the thinking about it. If I were to put an advert on Google, I'd pay per click. So for me to go and advertise somebody else's product, where I can get a guarantee that if I get somebody to click through from my ad, which costs me $1, I'm going to get $2.50 back. Those guys are going to pay. They're going to play the game.
Oh, because I thought what they had was a big database.
They could have as well.
But then that's a conversion issue, not an earn per click.
Well, for them, it means that they've got a higher opportunity to make even more money on an earn per click model than somebody who's going out and using Google Ads to do that.
Yeah, okay.
ClickBank gives people the ability or the opportunity to go out and do lots of different types of marketing on different products based on that earn per click. So you can decide if the market is, if you can buy your clicks from Google cheaper than what your earn per click is going to be, you'll do that all day, every day, because you'll just make money every single day. Yeah. So people will do that, and as part of that, they're also then picking up people who go into their database. So they're building up their database, and then they're using that database to actually make more money out of other promotions they're doing, because that's now warm traffic. Yeah. We're getting a little bit sidetracked, but it's good for you to understand the way this market works, because there are different ways you can play this game. And I've only just learned the whole ClickBank model just recently, because I'm now involved with some people who play in that game really well. 800,000 people, 1.5 million people on their databases. And you go, holy crap, these are huge networks of people that we could access, but they don't want to play with me until I can show them an earn per click. And when I show them an earn per click, that's going to work for them to go out and promote it. They'll do that all day for me. So it's really interesting. Let's get a microphone over there. Tim. Thanks, Jon.
So you've obviously sourced out all the ClickBanks and what have you, or is there only a particular ClickBank or Google ClickBank or something? Is there
it's just called ClickBank. If you search for ClickBank, I think it's clickbank.com. Just search for ClickBank, and it's an entire affiliate system where people can advertise their products, and affiliates can look for the products they want to advertise to their networks.
Right, so they're just joining up.
Yeah. Yeah. Just use that microphone. Yeah.
Thanks. So on ClickBank, a lot of it are what we call SEO experts. So they'll have their own websites, their own blogs in their own niches, and what they're looking at is how do they monetize their own blog. So they'll be looking at products that match the content of their blog, and they're looking at the best products that will give them the best return so that they can monetize their blog, so that when one of their readers goes to their blog, they see your product and click through and buy. So that's how it works. So, but they'll find you, you don't need to find them.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's not a joint venture. They might become JVs in future, but they're not right now. It's a brilliant way to test and measure who can give you the best results as well. So you just add your product. You add your product. You let people know what commission you're going to be giving them, and they'll have a look and see if it suits their blog. So if I'm a blogger and I want to go and earn money off my blog, I'll log on to ClickBank. I'll go and look for products that will really suit my target market, that are reading mine, because the more suitable to my target market, the more money I'm going to make from it. So there'll be lots of people blogging about relationships that will be brilliant for you, but in time you then get to find out, well, who is producing me the best, and that's when you could then look at JV or partnership.
Exactly. So a really great place to go and find people who'd want to actually work with you that way. So knowing that, like, that's a place to go out and actually find it. But of course, there's people in your network already who love and trust you already, who actually want to market you, and who would go out and actually do a partnership with you, where they would, open up their network and do a promotion of a product. What's the easiest way? Like, talking about partnerships, but let's just talk marketing as well. What's the easiest way for you to get their database onto your database? So let's get some feedback. What was your best ideas on getting somebody else's network onto your network? You got the mic? So joint webinars?
Yeah, so joint webinars. Someone who's got a good list, you join up with them, they'll market the webinar, you market it, and then you both get access to each other's lists.
Yep, and that'll give you a percentage, a certain percentage of that network, because it might be something that's quite desirable. There might be some nice information, and we'll get back to what those percentages are in a moment. But that's a great way. Yeah. Who else?
Even just make an irresistible offer.
Irresistible offer, like?
Could be anything.
Would be
they could have, you could swap
your
databases. If you're coming from slightly alternate industries, that you could benefit from their database and they could benefit from yours.
Yeah, so you could do something which is free. Yeah, absolutely. A free offer or free product. Any others? I might come out with any other ideas. I like all of them. The thing over here, which I find is still probably the highest return, is a free product, free ebook, or a free product, or free access for 1 month on the program or the process or the system, or a free workshop, a free video series. That's going to get you the highest return from somebody else's database. Again, matching their target market with your target market, so that that makes sense. Whenever I do, and I run this one process or this one promotion yearly at the moment, and all I look to do is put 1,000 people in my database, and the promotion is the Fast Forward Your Business ebook that Roger wrote 2 years ago, and he updates it and stuff like that as well. And every year before Fast Forward Your Business, I do an ebook, a Fast Forward Your Business ebook promotion out to a few people, and I get between 1,000 and the best I've done is about 1,800 people who register for that, and that's essentially other people's databases coming onto my database. Make sense? So that's something that I've done regularly, which is quite consistent, and it's not even my ebook. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody else's ebook about a program that I'm representing for sure, but I didn't have to create the ebook. And how you can do it is this whole idea of sharing as well. So we're going to swap, or we're going to share through the joint venture, through the joint webinar. We're going to share the list of the people who have come onto that, and we can now both have that conversation. Let's get a microphone over there.
The only thing I would say, you've got to be a little bit careful. If they're really high profile, they get a lot of people saying, oh, here's my free ebook, and they take offence to, like, you haven't even built a relationship with me and you want me to, you know, promote your stuff. So you do have to build a relationship with them first and not just...
The follow-up process from here is key to having them stay on your database. And I know that out of those 1,000 odd people, there's going to be a 50% drop-off. Like, absolutely get that over time.
I'm saying the person you're approaching,
if
they're high profile and you just email them saying, hey, I've got a free ebook, why don't you send it? That can be really offensive to them because they get hundreds of people saying the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the key is to build a relationship and do stuff for them first before you ask for anything.
Absolutely. That's that person over here, our deal maker, who just loves getting on the phone and actually talking to partners. Now, in my business, the first person I put in my business for my marketing business was my deal maker. Her name is Colleen Woodstock, and she is a supporter deal maker profile. Loves getting on the call, loves speaking to people, and her only job is to talk to my 130 affiliates and partners and joint venture partners. That's her whole job. She earns a commission from anything they do, an override commission on any sales that those guys do on any product that I represent or that I promote out through that network. And she earns well from that. So therefore, she's just in flow every day. That's all she wakes up just to do that. And some months there's more activity because we've got events and things that we're doing, and other times we've got other promotions running. But every single month there's something for her to do where she's earning an override on sales that are coming as a result of those people promoting us. So I've tried the whole join up our affiliate system, and then I just email them out and go, hey, we're running a promotion now, you should send us out, here's all that. People don't get involved. There's such a tiny percentage of them who actually do it that it's not even worth talking about. If you don't actually have somebody managing them as partners and talking to them and enrolling them, giving them training, showing them how they can earn more, showing how we can both win out of promotion, they're not going to stay involved, especially if they're the base affiliate or partner. If they're already enrolled and they're paying to be there, less work you've got to do with those guys. In fact, they are less demanding, they're less work, they're just going to go out and make it happen themselves. The only demand they're going to have on you is, can I get more product? Yeah? So having the deal maker in place, especially if you're promoting your brand, so this which is your brand attraction, which is the star profile part of that, you want to get if you're the one, you want to get 1, 2, this person in place to actually help you do that and manage that and look after that for you. And then 1, 2, 3, this person here, this is your Lord, to make sure you're paying them. You're paying them. So really important that those 3 are in place when you're doing this, because that can become very, very sticky very quickly if you don't pay your partners, because then they just won't show up again. You've lost that trust with them. Yeah? So I just want to have a look at it. There's another one over here, by the way, which I've used before, which is it's working at some levels still, but it's not the best one over here. And this is a joint promotion where you give away a basket of stuff. So the example of that is you get a number of different people in your market who all have free gifts or free items, and you put a free gift hamper or something like that together so that it's not just your value you're giving away, it's actually a whole bunch of people. And you give that out to the market, or you give that to a number of affiliates to go out to their market, or just the people who are involved, because 3 or 4 or 5 of you are all giving you free ebooks or vouchers or whatever else in there, and then somebody's signing up and going, oh, that's very attractive because it's an irresistible offer, it's all free, and then everybody shares those contacts. That makes sense? That's right. Essentially, that is actually the process there, but there's lots more value in that for those guys that makes it really valuable. And I'd say value for the people who sign up. There's more value there rather than just getting the ebook and ending up on somebody else's list. People are a bit more wise on that, but it still works. It still works. If you go to freegifthamper.com, freegifthamper.com.au. In fact, there's a .com as well. They're both guys in Australia. You'll actually see Roger's face still on the last one we did with them, which was when was that? I think that was the Easter gift promotion we did with them. So they run different ones during the year, and we became part of that last time. And I think at the end of the day, we had a few hundred people join our list as a part of it, because what they decided to do was, rather than share out all of the different new leads that come in, or the people that come in, they decide to actually break it down into how many leads you sent, so therefore how many leads you're going to get back, which I'm okay with if that's their strategy, but the ones that I've seen work most effectively is when we all just go in and with this attitude that we're all going to put something in of value, we're all going to go out to a network, doesn't matter how big our networks are, and we're all going to share in that network. And then that way, people who have less of the network might do more in actually making the promotion happen. They might go negotiate with other people and bring other people, other resources in, and other people who will actually market it up to their database. And that actually works really well. Yeah. So that's the fourth way of doing it. And that works really well as a joint venture as well. Because this is something that you start adding value to each other with. Cool, we're going to take a break. We'll be back at 11 o'clock for our second part of our session.